Previously on the Seegers family edifice venture.
We are doing some insulation up here in the studio and office areas today because here in northern Indiana, it's cold.
As we put the insulation up, we realized we were missing one important item for our quest for heat, a heater. A friend, Naomi Green, suggested Penny call Nibco. Penny met with Randy Doring and Dawn Ford to explain our heating dilemma. With our project being somewhat unusual, Dawn wanted to come out to see the building before she started working on the plans for our radiant system. Our radiant heat system was delivered. I was a little surprised that everything fit in one van. The Nibco Radiant Heat team came to the building to train us on how to install a staple-up system.
We have put in 497 heat transfer plates at 6 screws per plate. That equals, ta-da, a grand total of 2,982 screws.
If you like our video series, you'll love our website. Check it out at www.edificeventure.com. See pictures, read blogs, find cool links, plus tips to help you on your own home improvement projects.
Well, we got 4 kids, a cat, and a dog, and we're looking for an open space where we can stretch our legs and start a new life and build us a greener place. Our structure stood with no inner walls and a big hole in the roof. Now it's hard to build the American dream, and brother, this is living proof. A Seegers family edifice venture. Show you something that you've never seen.
The Seegers Family Edifice Venture is sponsored in part by Habitat for Humanity of Elkhart County, building decent, affordable housing with people in need. WVPE 88.1, a NPR station. Inform, entertain, inspire. Anco Products Incorporated, our energy saves you energy. And Heritage Antique Lumber, crafting fine furniture, custom cabinetry, and trim using lumber from historic barns.
We brought Jinx along with us today so he can start getting used to the house. Right, Jinx? Yeah. This is our second weekend that we've been working out at the house, that we've been trying to pick up all of the product that is downstairs and then put it upstairs where it needs to go. We put drywall up last weekend to get that up off the floor. We picked up all the lumber, cleaned up the basement downstairs, but moving the drywall was the main thing we did last week, and we just went ahead and put it up on the walls where we could to get it out of the way. I'm impressed. You did a good job. That way we move it once and not twice.
It's cold. I hate being cold.
Earlier in the week, I came in on my lunch break for 30 minutes, and I moved all the insulation that was downstairs upstairs. And we are taking all that insulation that was downstairs now upstairs, and we're putting it in the walls. So we basically have it out of the way for good. The good thing about this insulation, it sticks in there by itself, so we don't have to staple any paper down or anything like that. So if I need to put more wires in the wall for electricity, cable, phone, Ethernet, anything like that, we'll be able to take the insulation, peel it up, put the wires in, and put it back down.
Can't see anything. They're all fogged up. I'm like, I don't know. Where are you? Fogged. Foggy.
The push to get everything out of the basement and installing the hodgepodge of products was in preparation of our radiant heat system, which we showed in the last episode. If you missed it, you can watch it online at edificeventure.com. On February 6, 2010, I installed the upstairs bathroom fan with the help of Zane. Often Zane will ask questions about the things we are working on.
What is this?
What is that? It's a fan for the bathroom, so when you're in here stinking it up, we can turn that on and clear out the atmosphere.
What is this?
What is that? That is a flap, so that when the fan is on, it blows and that lifts up, so cold or the air goes out, but the cold air can't come back in.
I was thankful he didn't ask me how the air gets to the outside. At that time, I didn't have an answer for that. Connecting the vent pipe was a separate problem.
It's May 29th, 2010. This is the first time we're out in the building for the new summer building season, and of course the first thing I do is make a major error. We're going to be working on the third floor over here, continuing around that, and I went out and I bought the 3 2x10 by 12s, and I was supposed to buy 10 2x10 by 14s, but I actually bought everything in a 2x12. So we picked up lumber, had to take it back, buy more lumber, and bring it here. So our first project of the year is going to be building a laminate beam. It's fairly simple how to do this. We have our 3 2x10 by 12s, we have some wood screws, and then I have my nail gun, and I also have glue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue in between two of these boards, and I'm going to use screws to pull it together, to hold it together nice and tight while that glue dries. It's going to be a heavy one. You can already tell it's 2 boards and it's heavy! Then I'm going to do another layer of glue and then put the third board on top and do the same thing with the screws, pull them all together nice and tight. For strength and stability, I'm going to shoot it with a nail. So that's pretty much the basis on how to make a laminate beam. Too simple, right? I gotta pick this up with my wife. Good luck with that. Did we do this once before?
I don't think I helped you.
Who did?
Tony, I think.
I ended up calling Tony to help put the beam in place. Even though Penny couldn't help lift the beam, she was able to help with the joist. We hung the joist with hangers, which sped the job up a little. But it still took June 7th and the 8th to get them all in. Stay tuned. When we come back, I'll explain what cross bridging is and give tips on installing drywall and receptacle boxes.
Habitat for Humanity of Elkhart County does more than build houses for those in need. They provide education on personal finance, homeownership, parenting, and other life skills to help those moving into these houses turn them into homes. Habitat for Humanity of Elkhart County, working with people from all walks of life to build simple, decent, affordable homes. For more information on how you can help, visit www.habitatec.com.
We finally got the joists in for the third stage of the third floor. One last thing that I want to do before I actually put the decking down on the floor is to put some supports in between the joists. Back in the day, carpenters used to make those out of wood. That's a little bit time consuming. Although, when I was doing the first stage of this, I was making these myself with some banding material, thinking I was going to save myself a few bucks. Actually, this cost me about $1.75 each, as opposed to, when you buy them in the store, about 80 cents. So making them yourself, you're gonna waste a little more time and spend a little bit more money. This, much more efficient, and they go in real simple.
Putting in cross supports between joists is commonly known as cross bridging. Cross bridging gives the joist lateral support. It also helps in keeping the joist 16-inch on center. June 15th, 2010. We moved from beams and joists to studs and drywall.
There was a crooked man that lived in a crooked house. Not that I'm a crooked man, but I do have a crooked house. We've been working with warped wood, and I knew when we put drywall up, this problem that we're having right now was going to reveal itself. And that's rolls and ripples in the wall. In some spots, it's not so bad. We're going to combat that by using a flat or satin paint. If we use that any type of high gloss paint, you're going to see all those ripples in the wall real easy. So to combat against the really wide gaps like we're seeing here, I'm just going to take some shims and place it in between the wall, and then I'm going to screw it in, and that'll fix pretty much the problem. Every once in a while when you're putting a receptacle box in, the studs that it's going in between are too close together and you can't get your hammer in there to pound in the nail. So how did I get this nail to go in all the way? Simple, DIY magic and a little flat crowbar. Put the crowbar in between the studs and on top of the nail, and then use your hammer to start putting in the nail. Okay, so it's really not DIY magic. It's just the use of a crowbar and a hammer, but it works.
We get visited by a lot of critters. The list includes bats, birds, and frogs, to name a few. Most of the critters we don't mind, but sometimes we get one that is not welcome.
Hey, it looks like we got another mouse on the blue trap. I'm gonna go ahead and switch this one out and throw this one away. Oh, no, he's still alive.
We could bring in the cat for this problem, but our favorite critter might not like that.
During the winter months, we had some other obligations, so we were only out here sporadically. Well, as soon as the weather started warming up really nice and we were able to get out here more often, we did kind of a check of the building, a little inspection, and one of the first things we found was that the flying squirrels had come back and were making a nest. And as you can see right up here, their nesting material is all stuffed up in here. I don't think I can get them to talk right now, though. They laugh like little hyenas. Hello, is anybody home?
We found the squirrels weren't the only critters trying to retake claim of the building.
Well, it appears as though the raccoons are trying to return to their old stomping grounds because yesterday when I was doing some inspections over here, I discovered this.
Looking at the paw impression, it looked more like a mini Freddy Krueger was trying to break into the building. Next, Penny and I make our first attempt at installing the Quartz kitchen countertop. Yes, I said first attempt, meaning it took several tries.
Since the early 1960s, texture-fine insulation has been an environmentally friendly product. Our unique process diverts millions of pounds of fiberglass scrap from landfills each year. Today, high-quality standards have made Anco Products a world-class industry leader in high-tensile strength, resilient insulation products.
Anco products include laminated metal building insulation,
insulated flexible duct system,
and indoor air quality, Green Guard certified texture-fine insulation.
Green isn't a new initiative. We started in the 60s.
Anco Products, our energy saves you energy.
If you like the Seegers family edifice venture on television, then you should like us on Facebook. Find us by logging on to Facebook and do a keyword search for Edifice Venture. And don't forget to like us.
It's June 16, 2010, and today we plan on installing part of the kitchen countertop course. Now this project is either going to save us a bundle of money by doing it ourselves, or it's going to cost us a bundle of money for doing it ourselves. Now the kicker is what?
That if we make a mistake, it's actually going to cost us a lot more than what we're actually saving by doing it ourselves.
The first thing we had to do was dry fit the countertops with the sink to make sure everything fit right.
You gotta push it over.
I'm pushing it all the way to the back. I can tell right here.
Oh, that.
Do you think that's right? This has to, the sink has to come forward, come underneath it. And the reason I knew this was wrong because the sink was set so far back, there's no room to mount the spigots in here.
Faucet.
The faucets, that too. Spigots on the outside of the house, faucets on the inside.
With the sink not fitting properly, I started feeling less confident we were doing the right thing tackling the job ourselves. Did that stop us from trying? Heck no. We dry fitted the countertop without the sink, then outlined the opening. I cut out a portion of the interior of the cabinet to allow the sink to fit. We laid a bead of silicone around the edge of the sink to bond it to the countertop. The countertop was laid in place and clamps were added to hold it all together. 24 hours later.
One of two things going to happen here, and that's either the sink's going to drop off the bottom or it's going to stick.
We also realized we didn't cut enough from the cabinet. The sink and countertop had no room to shift for us to cement it to the end quartz piece. We had to remove the attached countertop and sink to make an additional cut.
Okay.
That was mistake number one. No worries yet, it wasn't a costly error. We just had to do a better job bonding the sink to the counter. To do that, we had to scrape the silicone from the countertop and the sink. Next, we had to place the sink so that it lined up with the countertop a little better than the first time.
Why do I feel like I'm working on a car now? I need a creeper.
After spending about 15 minutes aligning the sink, I made sure to outline it. It wouldn't make much sense spending all that time for perfect placement, then lifting it to put new silicone down. We also tried to clamp it during the dry fitting stage. Good thing we did. The clamps weren't doing much to hold anything tight.
Not that I'm trying to buy any more tools or anything, but we probably need bigger clamps.
After I talked Penny into letting me buy a few more C-clamps, I laid a fresh bead of silicone and then used every clamp available to secure the sink tight to the quartz. When using clamps on any stone countertop, be sure to place a piece of wood between the clamp and countertop so you don't scratch it while tightening the clamps down. This time we would wait a few days before unclamping everything and installing the sink and quartz top.
You ever heard about the monkey that stuck his hand in the tree to get the nuts out? When he grabbed it, he couldn't get them out because all he had to do was drop it, and then he could get his hand out. Here's the monkey.
Next, we move back to working on the third floor, and I make Penny drive the truck and trailer to pick up the decking by herself.
Heritage Antique Lumber is a small, family-run business.
We reclaim lumber and we turn it into something you can be proud of and you will be happy with.
The uniqueness of our cabinetry is one of a kind.
Heritage Antique Lumber makes furniture, crafts, mirrors, frames, and more using reclaimed barnwood.
We at Heritage Antique Lumber consider ourselves more than just craftsmen. We are also artists.
Visit our website and see our quality, heritageantiquelumber.com.
The Seegers Family Out of His Venture is sponsored in part by Habitat for Humanity of Elkhart County, building decent, affordable housing with people in need. WVPE 88.1, a NPR station. Inform, entertain, inspire. Anco Products Incorporated, our energy saves you energy. And Heritage Antique Lumber, crafting fine furniture, custom cabinetry, and trim using lumber from historic barns.
June 17th, 2010. We continued working on the third floor while the countertop and sink set up. I made Penny get the plywood.
Okay, 2 corners down, that's not so bad.
It was her first time she drove the truck with the trailer, and she wasn't happy.
I hate it when Warren makes me do this crap. Although I know it's better for me, and I need to learn, I still don't like it. Although he may regret this because if I can drive the truck with the trailer, I would buy all kinds of while he's gone. Crap, of course. Oh my goodness, okay, it's falling. Yes, okay, good. There we go. Okay, I think those are just potholes and not the curb, so that's good. Maybe, just maybe.
For her first time driving the truck and trailer, she did pretty good, and she made it back without incident.
All right, honey, I got it here, but there ain't no freaking way I'm backing it up to the door.
Besides not wanting to back the trailer to the door, I'm not sure she really wanted to help unload or bring the plywood in either. And when she did,
You got it?
No, it's on my nose.
her feminine features just got in the way.
Yep.
Let's just say Penny was having a bad day. And as the day progressed, things got stickier.
Oh. Hey, by the way, there's glue on that joist.
Damn it! Kinda looks like cookie dough.
This is how you shut people up. Here, eat the cookie dough. Sticks to the roof of your mouth, doesn't it?
While Penny's clumsiness is somewhat normal for her, it is fairly uncommon for me, which could only classify what I did the next day as a freak accident. put a hole in the roof.
Are you serious?
Totally. The ultimate William Tell shot. Not what I wanted. Believe it or not, with the nail gun, try to shoot a board. It was at a slight angle. It skipped off the hardwood, shot between two of the slat decking panels, and put a hole right in the metal roof. You can see the sunlight peeking through. I'm not real happy about that. Okay, we are going to attempt to undo all the bracing for the sink here. Hopefully it will hold, it won't fall out the bottom again. This has been sitting here how long?
Over a week.
So this has been sitting for over a week, so the silicone should be pretty much set and dried. So, here we go. Seems solid. I think we did right this time. Lift it up. We
I know, but which way are we flipping it? That way?
Yes. Okay, you got it. Wow, it looks like it came out pretty good except for this little bit of an what is that, underhang or overhang? I don't know what you call it. I call it underhang.
Kind of underhang. That's what you get when you don't buy things exact to size, but I can live with that little bit of overhang, paying $20 for a sink instead of $200.
$20 for a $200 sink is a great deal. The possibility of screwing up the install could be pricey. God, for the wide halls again. Oh, I found the smell. Oh, maybe he's not dead.
Ooh. Are you gonna poke it with a stick?
Didn't we do that once before?
Yes. Ooh. Okay. Is he moving?
Oh, no, he's crunchy.
Ooh.
I feel like O.J. Simpson. The glove doesn't fit. I was not the murderer of the bat. Give me that bag.